Guys, we are part 2 with K-Hov and Michael. We will be talking about the difference between new construction versus resale for buyers, interest rates, and incentives. Enjoy. What can you say or talk about in regards to the current market right now for new construction? I know about, 12, maybe even from 6 to 12 months ago, there was a long wait. You had to put your name down just to be on the waiting list to be called by a sales rep of a new community. Prices going up as you wait. Is that what you're seeing right now, or has it shifted some?
It's definitely shifted. And what I would say is just honestly more of a normalized market now. A bigger thing with what we're seeing is, the concern of interest rates. That's obviously been headline news, and simply put, they were at the lowest they've ever been the last couple of years, and then they doubled. And so people are now scared to think, hey, did I miss the market? What I always like to bring people back to and really focus on is, you might buy a particular home or at this particular time frame because of an interest rate or a promotion or something like that. But ultimately, the real reason why you're moving has nothing to do with that. You are improving your life in one way or the other. And whether that's, hey, I'm relocating to be closer to friends and family, or hey, this hour-and-a-half commute is just killing me because I'm not spending that time with my family. Once I really get to know people and why they're moving, once we can determine how their life improves, it's a lot easier for us to talk through, interest rates were there, but they're here now, but also it's a cyclical thing. They're going to come back down in the future. And so again, just more of an educational, conversation that you're having with folks now, because the time to buy is when you ultimately need to. It's not necessarily when everyone's telling you should.
Yeah, and I'd like to add to that, actually. The rates at what they're at right now is actually normal. It's just been abnormal that it's been 2.5% for the last 2 years. So 7%, 6%, 7%, that's normal.
Everyone has short-term memory. They're only thinking of what they were. And also that was because of COVID. So when you're talking about the delays or, hey, this wait list and stuff, building in during the COVID pandemic, and even still supply chain and everything is, we as a company had to sort of rebuild and restructure how we're able to still keep our commitments, and also capitalize where we know people are, in needs of homes, and being able to basically build them and deliver them fast enough. And so it's all been a shift. And truthfully, I'm happy that we're getting back to, again, a more normalized market, because when things are either too hot or too cold, it takes away from, again, the real reason why people are moving. And it almost becomes more of a distraction or noise that ultimately doesn't help you get what you need. And that's a new home.
Right. And so you're saying, though, and even with the new construction part of real estate, it slowed down because of this whole, interest rates going up and people just being on the fence. Okay.
And again, I think a large part of this is always going to be perception. Is going to be, what you're hearing from your closest friends and advisors and your family. And ultimately, no one wants to feel like they're making the bad decision. And so because we know where we were the last couple of years, again, it's given a little bit more hesitation now. But ultimately, with our same type of buyers that you and I are used to working with, Sheila, if you just sit down and we communicate and talk through these big decisions that we need to make, we can ultimately make the decision if it makes sense to move or not.
Cool. Now, since you've been with the company for 6 years, is there a favorite community of yours?
Ooh.
And if it's too many, like name your top 2 favorites. Is it only in Northern Virginia, or they also go to Maryland and DC, right?
Correct. Yeah. So the Mid-Atlantic division, is sort of this whole regional area. I think we're one of the top largest builders in the whole country. I've only worked specifically in Northern Virginia. I've probably been upwards of 15 different communities. And I can answer your question sort of in 2 parts, because there's always a different type of bio profile, different type of person you're meeting in different communities. So that's really cool to see that, hey, this is, this is the really family centered, this is where they're raising kids, versus, hey, this is more the young professional trying to be close to the urban setting. And so that aspect, meeting different people and different walks of life is cool. And then of course I have different, favorite homes, right? So to your point, the Willisford homes, we had the collection that were called Line K. They were all Dutch inspired. So super contemporary, minimalistic, everything was on the same plane, that very clean, symmetrical line. And
yeah, that's exactly what it was, the Line K, that's it, yeah.
I sold those for years, and those were probably closest to my type of style, but it was really interesting because that style, it's sort of either love it or you hate it. So people would come in and like you be like just oohing and awing, and other people would be like, hey, this doesn't feel like a home to me. It feels too much like an art gallery, I've heard. And I'm like, well, look, then we can talk about this other collection that's more traditional that might fit your needs more. But I'm along your vein, a little bit more of the contemporary style.